Have you noticed how the man who reacts least is the one everyone watches? The one who steps back. Suddenly he's the center of gravity. That isn't apathy, that's power. Detachment is not absence, it's control. The day you stop begging for approval, you flip the frame. You stop being a petitioner and become the source. People are magnetized by what they can't predict or command. Nothing is harder to script than a person who refuses to perform on cue. Most of us leak power through emotion. Anger that shows where to strike. Jealousy that reveals where we're unsure. Defensiveness that hands over the keys. Detachment is the decision to stop paying people with your reactions. You listen without confessing. You observe without explaining. You choose your silences. In that quiet, other people project. They fill the void with their hopes and fears, and you become the mirror that makes them see themselves. Detachment isn't coldness for sport. It's the refusal to accept a role you didn't write. Every social game runs on roles: rescuer, pleaser, rebel, supplicant. Accept the role and you accept the script. Break the role and you break the leverage. Those who want to use you will push. You're arrogant, distant, cruel. Translation: you're not reacting on my schedule. Reaction is captivity. Detachment is freedom. Freedom lets you set the terms. Think about the room where you work, date, and deal. The rambler rarely holds respect. The person who speaks last often sets the tone. Restraint reads as depth. Silence reads as certainty. Detachment projects mastery, then helps you build it, because you start measuring before you move. You see patterns before you commit. People will misname this as indifference. Let them. The fear of being called cold keeps most people warm and weak. If you must be understood at every moment, you will be managed at every moment. A leader accepts that misunderstanding is part of the price of sovereignty. Machiavelli understood appearances. You don't win loyalty by emptying your heart on command. You win it by appearing steady under pressure and by making your presence valuable. What's scarce is prized. What's everywhere is ignored. Treat your attention like gold. Detachment is your vault. Detachment is not zero feeling. It's feelings under discipline. You don't turn off the heart. You train it to serve the mission. In negotiation, you let the other side talk first, talk long, and talk themselves open. In relationships, you do not flood them with reassurance on demand. You keep a standard and invite them to rise. In conflict, you withhold your tells. You don't reveal your position just to stop the discomfort in the room. The manipulative thrive on urgency and chaos. They want you explaining, apologizing, justifying. When you detach, the tricks fail. They push harder, then drift away to easier targets. Someone who can't be provoked can't be controlled. Detachment is how you separate the worthy from the wasteful. When you stop over-explaining, the respectful accept your no, and the disrespectful escalate. Useful intel. People show you who they are the moment you stop performing for them. Not every accusation deserves an answer. Not every invitation deserves attendance. Not every battle deserves a soldier. Your time isn't a public utility. Your mind isn't a public park. Access is earned, not owed. In love, attention given too easily smothers desire. The lover who reveals it all at once kills the mystery that fuels pursuit. Detachment reintroduces the dance, enough warmth to connect, enough space to respect. Standards ascend when entry isn't free. In leadership and politics, office or state, the need to be loved collapses decision-making. Be willing to be disliked, and you become trustworthy. When people see you won't bargain your principles for applause, your words carry weight. Detachment gives you options. Options give you leverage. The one who can walk away wins the pace of the game. You can't fake detachment. If you're boiling inside, the mask cracks. Real detachment begins with owning your cravings, the rush for approval, the terror of rejection, the itch to respond. You name them, you sit with them, you don't scratch. Ask yourself right now, where do I react fastest? Where do I give most for least? Where do I explain when silence would be cleaner? Where do I chase what should come to me? Those are the openings, close them. Will it cost you? Yes, you'll lose some comfort, some closeness, some illusions, but what you gain is more valuable. the ability to choose who gets near you, the power to exit what disrespects you, the presence that commands without begging. True magnetism is quiet certainty. People feel it before you speak. Detachment is not isolation or punishment, it's standards. A fortress isn't a prison, it's protection for the precious. The gates open on your terms. In romance, no heart without trust earned by actions. In business, no plan handed to anyone who hasn't proven alignment. In friendship, no energy poured into bottomless pits. Detachment sets the price of admission appropriately high. Only those who see your worth will pay it, and they will value what they've earned. Ironically, the more detached you become, the more people seek your presence. The less you chase, the more you're pursued. Scarcity reveals value, compulsion cheapens it. This isn't a game, it's gravity. The real test comes when it hurts. When someone you want pulls back. When a group pressures you to explain a boundary. When a deal dangles if you just relax your standards. Most people crack, overshare, plead, hurry, trading respect for relief. Don't. If your standards can be negotiated under pressure, you've taught them exactly how to break you. Expect the pushback. Silence, guilt, tantrums, accusations. Hold your ground. Let their storm die against your wall. You're not punishing, you're clarifying. Your kindness is a choice, not a leash around your neck. People try to control others through pleasing, appeasing, dumping yeses everywhere. That breeds contempt, not loyalty. Influence is different. Influence comes from restraint, from being selective with your presence and precise with your words. When people choose you without force, they value you. Detachment creates that choice. Ask, who am I when I stop performing? Who am I when I don't leap to fill every silence? If that question stings, good. A lot of identity is just habit and fear. Detachment burns away the excess. What remains is you, without the need to audition. Machiavelli said, in plain terms, that stability requires boundaries. If you can't be both loved and feared, you'll sometimes choose firm respect over soft approval. In today's language, you'll choose clarity over comfort. Detachment makes that possible. It makes you immune to weaponized guilt and allergic to cheap flattery. It makes you hard to move and easy to trust. Are you willing to be misunderstood for your peace? Called cold for your dignity? Lose the people who only loved the version of you that was easy to use? If yes, you're ready for the rare air. Pause is power. Count to 10 before reacting. Most fires die on their own. Speak last. Let others reveal their positions. You'll know your angle. Standards over stories. Boundaries don't need biographies. No is a full sentence. Earned access. Access is a privilege, not an expectation. Hold the frame. Never trade respect for speed, closeness, or applause. Leave cleanly. When you walk, walk. No drama, no essays. Invest selectively. Where your attention goes, your life grows. Choose the soil. Detachment isn't the end of connection, it's its purification. It incinerates the needy, the manipulative, the counterfeit, and leaves the real. When you stop being available to everyone, you become incomparable to the few who matter. When you stop reacting, you recover the power to act, and then you stop living as an extra in other people's stories and start directing your own. If you've listened this far, some part of you is already choosing this. Not the posture, the practice. The practice of holding your center when the room heats up. The practice of letting silence speak. The practice of being rare. Your mantra, if you're in, I keep my frame. Type it in the comments. No speeches, just that line. Then go apply it once today. One pause you didn't give before, one boundary you don't explain, one situation you exit without noise. If this hit home like the video, drop I keep my frame below and subscribe to my channel, Il Principe, for more, where we train power that doesn't need to shout.